Good morning. In our last class, we did recap some of the things we did in class 10. For example, electric current, potential difference, Ohm's law, and of course, one or two new words like drift velocity. So, today's class we shall start from drift velocity itself. So, at first, what is drift velocity? See, when the two ends of a conductor are connected to a source of potential difference, for example, a cell, the electrons get pushed toward the positive terminal of the cell. And due to the push, they acquire a net motion toward the positive terminal, and the velocity of this net motion is known as the drift velocity. So, at first, we will see what happens if the conductor is not connected to any potential difference. What happens to the electron velocity? What I told you that a conductor is not connected to any potential difference. What happens to the electron? What happens to the electron velocity? See, suppose this is a metal strip. The electrons are here, the free electrons are here, and they move at random like this. Also they collide. Let there be n number of free electrons. N number of free electrons. Suppose the velocity of the electron 1 be u1. Velocity of the electron 2 is u2, u3, like this, un. At a certain instant of time. Now, since we are sure of one thing, that there is no net current in the metal strip, no net current, and current means motion of electrons in a certain direction. That is, that motion is absent. That the net motion is absent. So what do you guess? What do you guess? If these are the velocities of the n free electrons, if we take the average of u1, u2, u3, un, what they will average out to? Since there is no net motion, their average will be obviously 0. That is u1 plus u2 plus u3 plus un. If you take the average, this will become 0. The reason is that there is no net motion. There is no net motion. That is, as a whole, we can consider the electrons to be stationary at rest because they are not constituting any net motion. Next, we come to what happens if the conductor is connected to a source of potential difference, say cell. here you take a metal strip. It is connected to a cell. The electrons are here, the free electrons. Now, because of this positive terminal and this negative terminal, each and every electron of the metal strip is experiencing a force, in this direction. Electrons are negatively charged, this terminal is positively charged, so they tend to move in this direction. In the directions of the arrows, of course, they collide among themselves while moving toward the positive terminal. And I saw it here in a magnified scale. There was this electron, there is another electron here. So this electron comes from A to B. It will collide here. Here are two electrons, one will go in this direction, the other will go in this direction, say. So this electron, at first it came from A to B, then from B to C. Now it will take a certain time while coming from A to B. It will take time, say T1, and from B to C, it will take time, say T2. Now, if you take the average of these two, this will be called the relaxation time. That is, the relaxation time is the time that elapses in average, the time that elapses between two consecutive collisions. And there is one important thing. While coming from A to B, or while going from B to C, during this time, it experiences an acceleration. Which is absent if there is no potential difference. How you see? See, as soon as the conductor is connected to a potential difference, there is a field, electric field is set up inside the conductor. There is an electric field is set up inside the conductor. And there is a parameter to measure the strength of the electric field, and that parameter is called electric strength, or electric field intensity, or field strength. Electric field strength or field intensity, which is denoted by the letter E, and this is a vector quantity. And it is to be defined. How to define electric field strength? See, as soon as the two ends of the conductor are connected to a potential difference, an electric field is established here, and the field strength E is defined as the force experienced by a unit positive surge. The force experienced by a unit positive surge is the field strength at that point. See, I I place it aside. Suppose there is an electrified body. So around the electrified body, there is an electric field. This is quite simple. As around the magnet, there is a magnetic field. So around this electrified body, around this surface body, there will be an electric field. Now we take a point P here. Now if you place a +1 Coulomb surge here, it will be repelled by this body with a certain force, and that force is called the electric field strength at the point P. So look, this is the unit positive surge, and the force experienced by this is called the electric field strength at a point P. So a field is here, and that field is uniform in nature. Uniform means everywhere the field intensity is the same. So if you do it in unitary method, is the force experienced by unit means 1, unit surge experiences force E, then E surge will experience force EE. Since force is a vector quantity, so I am giving the arrow overhead. So E is the surge of the electron, which is equal to 1.6 into minus 19 Coulomb. See, by the definition of electric field, this is the force experienced by unit surge, or conversely we can say unit surge experiences surge E, so E surge will experience surge E into E. This is just unitary method, nothing else. And E we call the surge of the electron, so its electron will experience this much of force EE. This is the force experienced by a single electron. And we know that F is equal to ma. If the force is divided by m, you will get the acceleration. Similarly, if this force is divided by the mass of the electron, you will get the acceleration of the electron. So this is the acceleration which every electron is subjected to when the conductor is connected to a potential difference like this. Let there be n numbers of electrons. So V1 is the velocity of the first electron. V2 is the velocity of the second electron. V3 is the velocity of the third electron. And this V1, so this is the velocity the electron acquires during its journey from one collision to the next. The V1 is the velocity acquired in between two consecutive collisions. So if we use this equation V equal to U plus AT, V equal to U plus AT, so this will be equal to E1 plus acceleration is uniform for all electrons because the see the expression for acceleration was E by m. E by m. E is the size of the electron, m is the mass of the electron, and E is constant for all the electrons. So acceleration is the same for all the electrons. This is the time, say tau 1. V2 is the velocity of the second electron, u2 plus acceleration tau 2. Tau 1, tau 2, these are the times between two consecutive collisions. This is for the first electron, this is for the second electron. Similarly, for the n number of electrons, this is the un plus a tau n. Now, if you take the average, if you take the average of these velocities v1, v2, v3 up to vn, you will get the average velocity of the electrons moving toward the positive terminal under the potential difference, which will be known as the drift velocity. So if you take the average, I repeat, if you take the average, v1 plus v2 plus v3 plus up to vn divided by n, this will be the drift velocity. This will be the drift velocity. So this is defined as the average velocity of the electrons of a conductor whose two ends are connected to a potential difference. I keep it here, E is equal to E by m, rub it off. So P1 is this one, P2 is this one. So if you put the values in place of P1, P2, P3, if you put these values, P1 plus A tau 1 plus U2 plus A tau 2 UN plus A tau n divided by n. This summation, if you break it like this, Vd is equal to, if this is broken up into two sums, so one is, say, U1 plus U2 plus UN divided by n, and the other is say A tau 1, A tau 1, A tau 2 plus A tau n, like this. So what is the value of this? Just a few minutes back we got it to be equal to 0 plus this is n. You take a common, so inside the bracket tau 1 plus tau 2 plus tau n, so this will be equal to a. So this is the average of the times between two consecutive collisions দুটা সংঘাতৰ মাজত দুটা সংঘাত মানে ইটোৰ পিছতে ইটো হ'ব এনেকুৱা ইটোৰ পিছতে ইটো হ'ব এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ সংঘাতবিলাকৰ মাজৰ যিবিলাক সময় থাকে সেই সময়বিলাকৰ যিটো গড় সেইটো আমি লিখিছোঁ এনেকৈ A বাকি এইটো লিখিছোঁ টাউ এই টাউটোক কোৱা হয় ৰিলেক্সেশ্যন টাইম বুলি দিছ টাউ ইজ ন'ন এজ দ্য ৰিলেক্সেশ্যন টাইম is called the relaxation time and A was how much EE by M. So this is the expression for a drift velocity. This is V D. If you put vectors here, so this is the expression for drift velocity. Next we shall try to find a relationship between drift velocity and the current. See, definitely there will be a current along the conductor, and how the current is related to drift velocity. This equation I keep it here, VD, V D equal to A tau. So current, we know that the current is the motion of surface particles in a certain direction. And how the current is measured? The amount of current is the rate of flow of surface. See, there must be a motion of surface in a certain direction, motion of surface particles in a certain direction, and the amount of surface that flows through any cross section of the conductor is the amount of current in that conductor, or rate of flow of surface is called conductor. You can go through the textbook of class 10, see, the rate of flow of surge is current. The meaning is this one, suppose this is the conductor, it should be uniform. You take any cross section here. Suppose this is a cross section of the conductor, and suppose the electrons are coming like this. Electrons are coming like this. This is any cross section, say P, Q is a cross section of the PQ is any cross section of the uniform conductor. Now, suppose in time t seconds, t second a cross section to mazedi janiba q ta surge holo ki jay q ta surge pass kore through the cross section PQ তেতিয়াহ'লে x সেকেণ্ডত এইটো জাষ্ট এই শৈক্ষিক নিয়মৰ অংক ইউনিটৰী মেথড x সেকেণ্ডত কিমান হ'ব t সেকেণ্ডত যদি q টা চাৰ্জ হয় t সেকেণ্ডত যদি q চাৰ্জ হয় x সেকেণ্ডত হ'ব q by t আৰু this is the amount of current এইটোৱে হ'ল I is equal to q by t. This is the amount of current along the conductor. Here we are going to find a relationship between current and this one, velocity. How one is related with the other. Suppose the cross-sectional area of the conductor be A, area of cross-section is say A. Drift velocity of the electrons Vd. And the number of free electrons per unit volume. Number of free electrons per unit volume of the conductor, that is the number density of the electrons of the conductor. Number of electrons per unit volume of the conductor be n. Number of electrons per unit volume be n. But here, if we take a time interval of t seconds, if we take a time interval of t seconds, then an electron will travel in t seconds the electron will travel a distance. Distance equal to velocity into time. Distance equal to s equal to vt. Distance equal to velocity into time. Velocity vd into t. Vd into t. Suppose this distance is vd into t. Suppose this distance is vd into t. That is an electron here. An electron is here. After time t, it will reach here. It will reach here. This electron will come to this point after time t seconds. And the electrons are moving in this direction. Electrons are moving in this direction. So let there be another electron here, another electron here, another electron here. This next electron will come here after time t. The third electron will reach here after time t. The fourth electron will reach here after time t. So if we take this region of the conductor, this portion of the conductor, so how many electrons will crowd here? Here means this portion of the conductor in time t. How many electrons will enter this region? That is, suppose this is PQ and this is RS. How many electrons will enter this region in time t through this cross-sectional area? The length of the portion is Vd into T. Cross-sectional area is A, so the volume of the portion PQSR, the volume of the portion PQS. Follow my point. এইখিনিৰ পৰা এইখিনিলৈ এই জেগাটোৰ যিটো আয়তন হ'ব, যিটো ভলিউম হ'ব, সেইটো হ'ব কি হ'ব? লেন্থ ইনটু ক্ৰছ সেকশন। লেন্থ কিমান? এইটো VD into T into cross section. So this is the volume. এতিয়া এইটো n টো আমি কি পাইছিলো? নাম্বাৰ অফ ইলেক্ট্ৰনছ পাৰ ইউনিট ভলিউম। একক আয়তনত থাকে n টা ইলেক্ট্ৰন। কি কৈছো? একক আয়তনত থাকে n টা ইলেক্ট্ৰন। তেতিয়াহ'লে এইটো ভলিউমত কিমানটা ইলেক্ট্ৰন থাকিব? ঐকিক নিয়মেৰে যদি কৰা, ঐকিক নিয়মেৰে কৰিছো, একক ভলিউমত থাকে n টা ইলেক্ট্ৰন। তেতিয়াহ'লে এইটো VDT এইটো ভলিউমত কিমানটা ইলেক্ট্ৰন থাকিব? তেনে সহজ পূৰণ কৰিলে হ'ল n VD TA VDT ইমানটা ইলেক্ট্ৰন এই জেগাটুকুৰালৈ সোমাই আহিব এইটো ক্ৰছ সেকশনৰ মাজেদি। এতিয়া এটা ইলেক্ট্ৰনৰ চাৰ্জ যদি ই হয়, তেতিয়াহ'লে ইমানখিনি ইলেক্ট্ৰনৰ চাৰ্জ কিমান হ'ব? সেইটো জাষ্ট পূৰণ কৰি দিয়া, ইৰে পূৰণ কৰি দিয়া। তেতিয়াহ'লে আমি কি পালো? যে এই ক্ৰছ সেকশনটোৰ মাজেদি ইমানখিনি চাৰ্জ টি সময়ত সোমাই আহে। Through the cross section RS, this much of surge cross the cross section RS in time t. So in time t, এইখিনি surge সোমাই আহে through the cross section RS. এটা হল n VD TAE তেতিয়াহ'লে একক সময়ত কিমান আহিব? ডিভাইডেড বাই T n VD TAE n VD TAE T cancel হ'ব, গতিকে থাকিব কি?